I think the gimmick here obviously is the 40k IP.
For sure.
We're going to get a bunch of cards. We're going to get a bunch of well, at least in the product we're going to talk about after talking about the baseline product here, is we're going to get the 100 surge foils that we don't know anything about yet, but we'll try to break that down. What is a surge foil?
Yeah, we don't know.
What I'm hoping is that what a surge foil is it's going to be a foil that isn't curled. It's going to be a non-curled
That'd be nice.
foil.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Look at this, Jake. This is the pre-order for a bundle of all 4. Here's the pre-order price for the Commander Deck Collector's Edition bundle. Over $450 worth of bent cards.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate
so
to say
that
it. I'm not
comes
just
out
trying to crap on it, but
to,
there's nothing pointing us in the direction that the foil problem of curling is going to be fixed anytime soon. I don't know how they can sell these in good conscience.
well, unless they were all etched, right? Because the etched foils
Sure.
don't seem to curl. I
Yeah.
think that could be a good way to go. But 100, essentially, this is what is 456 divided by 4. That's going to be like 112, 113, 113.50 each,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I think that depending on how this product looks
Right.
when we know more about it,
Yeah.
that could end up being a good price for this.
I mean, Brody makes a
Buying
good
in.
point. The listing of this item for ready-to-play MTG decks containing 100 Surge foil Magic cards. So maybe that's the answer to my question right there. How can they sell this in good conscience? Well, it's because they've abandoned traditional foiling for these products in lieu of this Surge foil thing. Does anybody have a guess of any like foiling from a different TCG that I can search the image of?
You know,
of,
it's
like,
funny
what a
because
Surge
Soft up
foil
here is
might
saying
look
that
like?
Surge foils are like that Liliana foil.
Surge foils are different from that textured foil. So for MTG, we got textured foil.
So Josh P, in the collector commander deck, you're getting 100 Surge foils. The entire deck is foiled.
Correct. The entire deck, and it's that special foiling. It's like if they had said it's all foil etched. So this is the textured
this a Surge foil?
No. This is the textured foil from Double Masters 22. Texture foil cards are going to show up in Double Masters 22 for the first time. This was from that preview stream the other day.
Got it.
You're going to get a new foil treatment in Double Masters 22. Surge foils we have not seen anything on yet. If anybody
Right. It's
Surge,
my understanding
MTG,
that we need to wait. We need to wait, hurry up and wait on that one because they have teased that there's more info to come on those cards. But let's talk about, if I'm a big company, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody has heads I win, tails you lose in hand yet. I don't know if they do. But, I think that was the tester product for this. That was like, okay, we're releasing a secret layer deck. The secret layer deck didn't even have a full 100 foils, and I'm pretty sure that people still lined up to buy heads I win, tails you lose.
Right.
So I imagine that's what tested this out, and now you have this product here that is they're selling $100 commander deck right out the gate. But with this IP, they need to do it right. It has to be, if I'm selling a $100 deck of all foils, they need to not curl. It needs to be good.
That is the question. Is can you sell us a premium collector product that we want? We want foils. We just don't want them to curl. We just don't want them to bend. That is the problem. And so if you can provide this is another, just collector step in the right direction. We like this decision. Offer the cards at a cost that anybody can afford, and then offer the collector's thing on top if people want to spend more money. It's like Fortnite, Jake. Fortnite is a free game. I've spent more on Fortnite than I probably would have if I just bought the damn game. And it came with all the content because I've wanted some skins as they've come out. And that's what this is. Selling a premium thing that doesn't affect gameplay on top.
Yeah. And it is, it is worth noting this is the first time that they've done this. So from the finance perspective, right? From that perspective of, oh, okay, we have this thing here is this a one and done? Do they ever come back to this kind of product again?
Yeah.
Does this do well or does it flop? Is the foiling, does it put a bad taste in people's mouth and then they don't come back in the future? Or is it a home run? They put some really cool stuff in it. You get some good foils of like Soul Ring, Command Tower variants.
That's exactly what I was just going to say, man. The flip side to this is regardless, you're getting probably unique art versions in a unique foil version of staples, Arcane Signet. Your basics. The basics in this are going to be presumably new art, new foil. 100 Surge foil magic cards included in every deck. Evolving Wilds. Just look at like whatever your base level hitters are as far as what is included in a regular deck.
Yeah, chat's talking about this too. I mean, that's how I look at it. I've brought this up before, but I'll bring this one up. The deck Vampiric Bloodlust. Okay, and this was the commander deck that came out in 2017 that had Edgar Markov in it.
Oh yeah.
And I remember buying that deck for $30 at Target, and then I put it in a plastic bag with like a silica packet, and I haven't touched it. It's just a brand new version. And it has like 10x that price since I bought it in 2017. It's now worth like $300 sealed or like $250 sealed.
Yeah, here's a list. $350.
Yeah, so with commander decks, what we see, typically in the past, and if you look at other decks from that cycle in 2017, you have other decks that have appreciated greatly. The cat deck did really well. The Aloro deck, most of them appreciate.
Well, it was
in
a
value.
mechanic that was pretty broken, and so people were into it.
Right, and so now if you have this deck that's a unique IP that's cool, I like Warhammer. I think Warhammer looks sweet. It's got a great aesthetic. I also love StarCraft. I know that they're based on each other now at this point, or that
yeah.
I mean, like all of those are worth money. All of those decks have appreciated in value. So we might have something that's like you're buying it at $100 and then you look in like 2 or 3 years and it's at least 1x or 2x'd itself, or 2x'd itself. I mean, and now you have something that's worth like $200
for sure.
So
these are a possible
I think
buy
the
and
risk
hold
on
opportunity.
it is low.
Well, because it's such a
low.
unique product and it won't be printed forever. That's one of the tenets of MTG. I mean, I'm looking at the staple MTG cards here, Jake, like Swords, Cultivate, Greaves, Boots, Reliquary Tower, Exotic Orchard, Mindstone, Beast Within. Like some of these would be very exciting if you knew that they, one, made the list for the Warhammer decks, and two, it's in the collector's edition. So you get all these sick versions. Well, presumably, I'm not going to say sick before I've seen them, but new art, new foil type. I think that, that's not an irrelevant part of the discussion. It just all comes down to Surge foil, honestly. I really think it does.
August says, okay, to be fair, that was when commander decks had exclusive cards. Dockside didn't get printed in the set, but Benny Brax did. Think the argument works for 40k, but further precons, maybe not so much.
Commander decks have unique cards printed in them every single time. Every single time we get precons, we get unique cards in those. It's just about, does it rise
now, the
to
power
the
level
CEDH?
is
Right.
all over the place.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have power level that's like low and like pretty throttled back, and then sometimes you have a power level that's like, holy whoa, they put this cycle in here, and
right.
and then these cards showed up, or like the year that they put all of the medallions in there, the medallions that make each color cost less, like that was a wild year when those cards showed up in there. So when you put big reprints in there and that kind of thing, it really just it does depend on what's the deck, what do the Surge foils look like, just like you were saying.
Well, nowadays, and I'm seeing this point in chat, nowadays you can get the commander exclusive cards out of the set boosters for sure. But I don't think, or I'm pretty 100% sure on this, that we're not getting set boosters of Warhammer 40k Universes Beyond MTG product. We're getting these 4 decks and we're getting 3 secret layers. And that's the extent of the product. And so if we do have a Dockside Extortionist level card in any of these 4 that, you know, becomes a staple across the format, competitive and casual, that potential drives these even higher.
And then also this collaboration, it's worth noting, 40k is not getting an actual set, right? It's getting like 3 secret layer products, and then it's getting these. Or is it getting a full set? I don't think it is.
That's what I was just saying. We are getting these 4 decks, and we're getting 3 secret layers, and that's it. That's the whole product. That's the entire 40k crossover.
You just said that, and I didn't hear it because I'm a space cadet.
We're doing 2 things at once. We're trying to make points and discuss this with chat, but we can do both. It's like riding a bike and chewing gum.
Here's something that Trent says, in my opinion, set boosters have invalidated Commander Precon exclusives since you get them in set boosters also, and sometimes you get them in an extended art or a collector booster or something like that. I think that's an important point, you know, because, you know, a lot of the decks I was just talking about come from pre-variant era where we didn't have all of these collector products and set booster products and different, you know, variants of each card.
Right. I'm looking at somebody ask if maybe the foiling could be akin to the Mythic Edition foiling. Possible. I think it's going to have more of that. I don't think it's going to be textured per se, but I do think it's going to have that look. Honestly, I think it's going to be very similar to etched foil. I think it's going to be very, very similar.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
The etched foil, I know that some people didn't like the etched because of, you know, just like the
sometimes we've seen it twice. It looked great in Commander Legends, and then the second time we saw it, it kind of muddied up the card, quite honestly. And so
in Modern Horizons 2, some of those etched cards left a little bit to be desired. Yeah.
Craziest TCG foils. I want to see if anything comes up for this. Like, you know, something like the Pokemon foiling where it's like a speckled look, almost a starry look. I mean, Warhammer 40k's got a space element to it, so, you know, something like that could be a thing.
Maybe.
We've seen cards like this. This is almost like the textured foil, and I don't think that they're going to go so far as to make the art also, you know, needlessly neon and foily as well. But this is something that I've seen talked about. Well, you still want to see the art. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's a big play. You're definitely right. They have worked us up to this. They've honestly done that pretty much across the board with all of these Age of Variant products, starting with box toppers. I mean, box toppers at the time, the first time we saw box toppers, y'all, we were hyped. We were like insane hyped. There's a video on our channel of Jake pulling a borderless foil Tarmogoyf and us acting like we had just opened a $1 million bill. But that's how hyped we were at the time.
It was pretty wild.
And now those borderless cards are just in like every freaking booster you open.
Yeah, they are. At that point, they were called box toppers, but since then, now they're just this extended art thing.